What's going on, my people? Welcome to Ears to the Streets. I am your Ears to the Street. I am your host, HG, with Factor Entertainment Meet, and we got it back started today. It's been a while. Let me move over here a little bit. It's been a while, but as promised, I told you guys we would be continuing our segment of Tales from the Hood. Ears to the Street, Tales from the Hood. So this is officially episode 2. I got a very special guest on. He's decided to come onto the platform and share one of his hood stories with us. And my first, I did the first, yeah, I did the first hood story. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and introduce it, then I go more into it. So right here, man, we have a Nomad 215. We're just gonna call him Nomad, but Nomad 215. Oh, matter of fact, I don't know if they seen your name or not. You know what I'm saying? But I'll fix it and stuff. So we got Nomad 215. What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
What's going on, Into the Street? How you doing today, my man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I appreciate you coming on to share, some of your
Thank you for having
stories.
me. This is my first time ever doing this, so I'm a little camera shy.
Oh no,
You know
you
what I
good,
mean?
man. You good, man. Just keep it a buck and everything will be smooth. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's all we can do, man.
yeah, I'm telling you, that's all you can do. I'm telling you. So like I'm saying, Tales from the Hood is a segment that I started some months ago. I would probably say 6, 7 months ago, and I did my first hood story, which I go back in. If you type in Ears to the Street, Tales from the Hood, you'll get the first episode when I talked about a deadly car chase that I had witnessed when I was very young, and the guy ended up crashing, dying. The engine had flew out the car and was still running in the middle of the street. Man, it's a crazy story, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you
Yeah,
get time, go check it out. And for the viewers, when y'all get time, go ahead and check it out. But me and Nomad linked up through Instagram, and I pitched it to him. One of the segments I was doing, and he kind of told me a little bit about his history, and I thought it'd be a good idea to come on the
right.
platform and to give us one of his stories. So give the people just a little insight on who you are, where you're from, and everything.
My name is Nomad 215. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Been incarcerated most of my life, so I got a few stories. I just don't know which one to tell. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because
right.
some good ones and some bad ones. I don't like putting people's stuff out there. You know what I mean? Because it
Mm,
just in that type of place, I tell people all the time, prison is for nobody. I don't care who you are, what you did. That place is like it's a whole nother world, man.
okay, okay. And which penitentiary were you at, if you don't
Me, I was
mind?
at a place called SCI Rockview in Belfont, Pennsylvania. I was there
Mm,
for like 8 years. I was surrounded mostly like it's funny, it's sad to say, mostly all my friends are still in prison. Like friends that I call friends because I was there with them for 8 years. You build a brotherhood with these people, these guys, these men,
right,
because you're in an all men prison. You know what I'm saying? Some people flip, turn into something else. They call it trans now. You know what I mean? So, but I
right.
didn't see them with my own eyes. People, you see them one way one day, bro.
Mm,
Swear the next day they cold joint. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? I don't know
right,
what
right,
y'all call them in Chi-Town, but we call them joints. So, it's like a
right,
little prison term. You know what I mean?
right, right,
Yeah.
right. So when you did your 8 year stretch, that was like just full stretch, or was that like different?
Yeah, man. They parole did see me because you do get a chance in between your time to get paroled if you want to. You know what I mean? But I
Mhm.
told him, no, I'm good. I'm not paroling because my mindset at the time was terrible. My mother had just passed, and I was just like on some like fucking shit. I don't even care right now. I'm maxing out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, my
Whoa.
mother died when I was in prison. Yeah, she died 3 years into my bed, man. That's something I don't really like, because
Yeah,
that's why I say in prison is hell. Like, especially when you lose someone like that,
yeah.
that's not easy. You know what I mean? It's like losing a child, losing a mother, losing a father. That's
Right.
family. You know what I'm saying? You
No, most
know,
definitely, most definitely. Um,
yeah,
so during this 8 years, now let me just say this before you go into the story.
yeah.
It could be one from there, or it could be something from outside of
Okay,
prison. It's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with sharing.
yeah,
I want to express to the viewers while we're doing this segment, we will not be doing we will not be incriminating ourselves in any way. We're going to do our best to make it through stories without putting people's names out there. We will not be talking about any future crimes being committed.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
Nah.
taking nigga,
No self-incriminating, man. I'm cool with that. You
yeah.
know.
You know what I'm saying? This is just this is it's for entertainment purposes, but it's also to see if we can pull any what's the word
And
I'm
it's
looking
educational too, man, because people can learn
for? Exactly.
from someone else's experience, even though they might have not did that much time. But I tell you,
Yeah,
even doing a year in a county is a
yeah,
motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like you done
yeah.
lost the whole year of your life in jail behind bars, knowing you got no freedom of nothing. I don't care how
Exactly.
much cell phones, drugs, all this shit you got in jail. None of that shit means nothing at the end of the day, bro. It's
Exactly.
just good to have because it's a money, it's a hustle. You know what I mean? But
Right,
you feel
right.
me?
I most definitely feel you. So without further ado, hopefully, you kind of figured
Yeah,
out which one you want to tell us. So the floor is yours. In between the stories, I may interject just to ask little
yeah.
questions, and
Cool.
then, but we're gonna keep it.
Anytime, yeah, because I might get stuck sometimes trying to remember certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Take your time. You know what I'm saying? We
Um, well, I'm gonna tell a story about a person that was out here. He committed like these real horrible crimes in my section of the city, which is Kensington. At the
okay.
time, they had labeled him the Kensington Strangler,
Mm,
and yeah, he was out here, killed like three girls. Like, listen, he was on like on some Dahmer shit, you know what I mean? But just chicks, not dudes. You feel me? So like he was
right.
having sex with them when they was dead. Like yeah, he was on some like strangle them and then do that to them and bounce and just
Now was
left them
this
there.
now was this a was this is this something that like made headlines?
Yeah, it was in the papers and all. You can look it up after we done. You know what I mean? Look it up and shit. Yeah, what I was gonna say is that guy came through my prison basically. Like I
Oh,
met him and
hmm
we didn't really talk because I was like, nah, I'm cool. I don't even want to really talk to the guy. But everybody else is all like trying to talk to him. And I'm like, yo, you know what he did, man? Like, we got a
right.
serial killer in the prison. Like, that shit ain't cool, bro. Now you got to be on point because you don't know where the fuck he's coming from. So you got to,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And,
So, what I was,
so me, because I worked in a library. So me working in a prison library, I got to meet everybody.
hmm
Anybody there's some crazy crime, crazy shit. I kind of knew already because you know we might have busted up for a little bit, whatever. And the thing is, you know what I mean? Like it was a lot of I met so many different people, but that one story meeting him was like
hmm
off the hook because I was like, whoa, because I was always writing my mom when she was alive, like, Mom, be careful, there's a fucking rapist out there, there's a strangler, this dude, because I didn't know what type of women he was killing. I'm in
right.
jail, so I don't know what kind of women. Come to find out, he was killing all like heroin addicts, crackheads and stuff like that, which is fucked up. But that's what he was aiming at, basically. You know what I mean? So when
Right.
I met him, I was like, damn, I thank God, like, yo, this nigga in prison, but why my prison? That's what I was saying. Why the fuck is he here? You know what I
Right.
mean? Because when you're in jail, you're gonna run into so many different people, man. Listen, I met into people that met another guy, right? I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he ended up like he was from like Allentown somewhere, still in Pennsylvania,
hmm
but just a couple counties away. And his
hmm
shit made headlines. I looked it up, like I came home and I had to check on some people because I wanted to make sure I wasn't sitting and talking to some sex offender. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, we can all go to jail and all, but still, it's you got to be a reason why you're in prison. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand killing is not something you want to do because there's out here in Philly people just killing everybody, bro. It's crazy. I'll talk about that later, but
hmm
what he did, his crime was crazy. I looked it up and I was like, oh shit, damn. I was talking to this man for 8 years. Couldn't find out he did this. I was like, whoa.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So the guy who was you know um murdering the young women,
Oh yeah, him, the Kensington
murdering the
Strangler.
women.
Yeah, yeah,
What was what was his race, age, if you know it, any like
yeah. He
physical?
was actually like I think he was black, but Puerto Rican, probably mixed. You know what I mean? And he
Okay.
was like in his 20s too, man. He was young doing this shit. Like that's what threw me off. I was like, yo, how can somebody that young just go off like that, man? Just snap him up, wants to rape and kill women like that. You know what I mean? Like, who does that? You know what I mean? Like,
Right. So do you
you
have
know?
any like backstory to why he was doing it? I mean,
Well,
have reason
the
you just
story was that I remember like reading up on the papers and all. They didn't
Mhm.
really talk about it too much, but they kept saying that he had HIV. Supposedly he had sex with a prostitute because these girls were all prostitutes. So he had
Okay.
sex with one of them and one of them gave him something. Supposed to be HIV or some type of STD. So he kind of went off on that and started killing them all. That's one story, but my whole thing was I think he was just getting high and doing stuff with them and he probably just snapped. Because you know drugs change people, you know what I mean, bro?
Right,
Depending what
right.
kind of drug you do, it'll
Mhm.
change somebody, man. I don't know what it is with that shit, but it just does, man. I've seen it. Seen it, man, being in crack houses and trap houses and all, bro. That shit
Right, right,
make you not even want to do that drug. You feel me? Like, man, I'm cool with that.
right,
You
right. I
know?
most feel you. I
But
most definitely.
that's the two stories I got, you know, from because I never wanted to talk to him. I could have talked to him all day long if I wanted to, but I was like, nah, I'm cool.
Okay.
And the reason I'm gonna tell you why he don't got HIV because he worked in the kitchen in the prison, my guy. And
So what?
anytime you work in any type of like kitchen facility in a prison, you got to get blood tested, all types of shit checked before you work around food. You know what I mean? You can't
Mm,
just be working around food having that. You feel me? You just can't. It ain't gonna happen, bro. That's why I knew that wasn't a theory. You feel me? That's just me personally. I don't. You know what I mean?
oh, so people were
You
saying
know?
that was the story, but since he worked in the kitchen and you had to go
Yeah.
through some type of physical exam,
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
you don't have
Exactly. You can't have no type of sickness, man. None at all. Like you can't because you got to remember you're working with food and you got to feed. How many inmates is in there? Like, bro, the prison I was at, bro, there was at least a good 500 people, man. Maybe more. I swear. And I don't
okay.
even want to talk like, and I only knew probably 20 or 30 people out of all them people, man. That's it. I didn't really talk to too many people because it was just, too much going on. I was just doing my time, you know what I mean? You know.
Right, right. So, did this person ever get into since he was killing women? And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You had to break
Yeah.
it down for me. Um, so far as like prison lifestyle or whatever, is that looked upon as like a bad thing where if you're in the penitentiary and you did that type of crime, that some of the inmates will like frown upon you and possibly try to harm you in some type of way?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, all day long, man. Listen, especially the sex offenders, man. But what they do see in jail, the jail where I was at, they had a block just for those type of people. If you had that type of crime, guess what? You on that block. So
Mm,
you'll still be in population, but at the end of the day, you still going back to that block because that's where you live at. It's like a sex offender block. That's what we used to call it. We used to call it the blue door because I was the only joint in the whole place that had a blue door, bro. I swear to God. I don't even
mm,
like using God's name like that because I ain't religious, but that's just how it went.
right,
Like, because
right.
in our prison, we had to walk to everything, like walk to the chow hall, walk to get your hair cut, walk to do this, that, everything. Because the jail was it's a whole jail, but it's open. So you got to
Mhm.
walk everywhere, walk to get your commissary. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
we always walk by that block once in a while, go to the yard.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So this particular person. So what was he was raping and murdering the women?
Yeah, man. Yup, and having sex with them when they was dead, bro. That's what I was saying. He was on some Dahmer shit. Because remember Dahmer? I don't know
Yeah.
if you know too. See me, I know a lot about serial killers, bro.
Yeah. I
And
mean, I seen a Dahmer movie, and then
yeah, you seen that shit? That shit was
yeah,
too much
bunny
to me.
and stuff like that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So yeah, he was having sex with them when they were dead, like actually like dead corpse, bro, like a dead, like stiff. You know what I mean? Like when I heard that, I was like, yo, something's wrong with somebody. Like you gotta be really throwed off, bro. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
for us to be like, damn, we got people like that in our prison, makes me think like, whoa, hold up, I gotta be on point now. Fuck that. You know what I mean? He never bothered me or nothing, so I never had any like I said what's up to him and
hmm
whatever, you know what I mean? That was it, little pound, and you go your way, I go mine. You know what I mean? That's how you gotta be in prison sometimes, bro. With people with individuals like that. You know what I'm saying? With some people like that, you know what I mean? And I don't like bragging about that stuff because that shit ain't cool, bro. I love women, I love children, I would never harm them. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean, bro? Like, nah, that's just It's not
exactly.
in my character as a man, you know.
Now I definitely feel you. Just imagining it. You're in prison. You're people that did a lot
Yeah,
of variations of crimes, and
yeah,
you're housed in there with them. So you, in some shape, form, or
yeah,
fashion, you're gonna bump into them, even if you're not dealing with them on a personal.
yeah.
You're gonna bump into them here and there. You know what I'm saying? You're in a confined space, so it's only.
Yep, exactly. You in a fucking 3x8 cell. You and your celly. That's it, bro. Sink, toilet, nothing else. And you got your TV if you're fortunate. If you're not, you reading books. Like I like to read books, bro. That's my thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
You
That's
know?
what's up. That's what's up. So, how
Yeah.
many, to your knowledge, how many women did? I think you said 3, or was it more?
Just 3. Yeah, that was it. 3, because there was a 4th victim, but she got away. She got away. She testified in court. That's how he got caught. Like he really, like that's what put the seal the deal, basically. Like they gave him 3 life sentences, bro. That man ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He's done. It's over. Like,
Right.
it's a shame that it had that people out here like that. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like that we got to be aware of our surroundings more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to hit on with one more? That right there is like enough. Like that
Yo.
was heavy right there. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
bro?
I know, because I didn't know where to go with it, bro. Like, I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm going to give you a good one. I'm like, I know it might sound crazy, but I was like, fuck it. I'll just give him something that,
You know
everybody can learn from. And like I said, it's on like Google. Kensington Strangler. Look him up, man.
what?
Yeah, his name on there and shit. I don't know it, but I ain't, you know what I mean?
What some people are into this type of stuff. I'll
Yeah.
occasionally watch a
But you know
doc.
what's crazy, bro?
Mhm.
Like, there's a couple more serial killers from Philly that people don't even probably do remember, but don't talk about too much. You know what I mean? There's a few more that maybe one day we can probably think of a segment or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah. I
know,
mean, yeah.
because
I'm turning.
it's history. Even though it's sad that what happened to people, it's still history, though. You know what I mean? Like you in
Yeah,
Chi-Town, right?
yeah.
Like I know all about the Chi-Town Mafia joint, bro. Like about Al Capone, Frankie
Okay,
Yale, like all that shit, bro. Like that's just all of it, man. They used
okay.
to
That's
call them the outfit out Chicago.
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you know what?
yeah.
I think this was a good start off.
Yeah, I
Obviously,
appreciate it.
my man Nomad got some stories. Got some stories. So what we gonna do is we gonna keep coming. We gonna keep bringing you back. On the next one, we'll have it to where you know exactly which one you want to talk about, and then you
Yeah.
kind of think it out. You know what I'm saying? But I think
Yeah.
today was a
Yeah,
pretty.
appreciate it, my dude. Much
I
love, bro.
definitely,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
definitely, we learned about the Kensington. What is it called again?
Because it's a strangler.
Kensington Strangler.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the
yeah,
guy.
that's that shit. And it ain't that old. It's probably that happened like about 10, 15 years ago, man. You know what
Okay,
I mean? Yeah,
okay.
so it ain't too old, you know?
Right, 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 right. So, before we wrap it up, tell the people. I know you have a media channel. Just tell the people where they can find you, what you got
Oh,
going on.
yeah, yeah, bet. Hey, I'm Nomad 215. You can look me up on Instagram, Nomad underscore 215 underscore HHRP underscore media. I run a little hip hop rap media site. Check me out, follow me. Man. Much love
Okay.
is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
So, man, there you have it. Make sure y'all hit that likes button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. This is Ears to the Street with HG and Nomad. This is our segment Tales from the Hood
you.
episode. We definitely will be bringing Nomad back to tell some more stories, and we'll also be bringing him back to do an interview on some of the upcoming things that he have going on. You know what I'm saying? So we signing off right now. We out. Peace.
Ace, my dude.